I'm Diana Becker and welcome back to my channel. Who is Ricardo Torres? He's the guy who's driving us around during our trip to Mexico. And he's like a really good-natured person. He's got a great deadpan sense of humor. He speaks English pretty well. He's like our savior as far as that goes, because him and Marcella are the only two people that really I was able to communicate with really well, because my Spanish wasn't very good. And he's got this great deadpan sense of humor. Like, he'd tell me things very seriously with a serious look on his face. Like he was walking across the street full of crazy traffic in downtown Guadalajara, and he's like, "Come on, let's go." And we followed him through this traffic, and I said, so it's legal to cross the street outside of a crosswalk here in Guadalajara? And he's like, "Oh yes, but only if you're Mexican." You know, things like that. He was so kind to take time off from his work, and I was like, well, I mean, he spent so much time with us. And I said, well, what do you do for a living? I can't remember exactly what he said, but it did come out that he was an artist. So I asked if I could see his work, and, you know, he very humbly and graciously spread out his work for us to see, and I was blown away. You know, I guess I had some preconceptions of all the great artists probably live in big cities or something. I don't know. So here's some of his work. They're amazing. So these are all famous people, right?
Yes.
So she's on YouTube in Mexico? Yes?
Yeah, it's Colombian.
What's her name?
Pautips. This one is Calle Poche.
Uh-huh.
This one is La Tibaza.
And this is the artist.
Ricardo Torres.
Ricardo Torres of Guadalajara. It's beautiful, isn't it?
This is Roger Gonzalez.
Hey, didn't we meet somebody who was a singer? He's not a singer too, is he?
No, this is a singer. This is Shawn Mendes.
Oh yeah, Shawn Mendes.
Oh, that's Shawn Mendes.
I recognize that.
Oh, wow.
I recognize.
Oh, that's why he looks so familiar.
You think of Prince
Look,
Royce?
Mama. Yeah, I was thinking of Prince Royce. Do you know who Prince Royce is?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We rode on an elevator with Prince Royce.
My friend is fan number one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously, we didn't know who he was. We were at a concert for Ariana Grande, and we got in the elevator, and his bodyguard's trying to push us out of the elevator, and he's like, no, that's okay. And he let us ride with him. Who's this?
She's Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, I think
Oh. You recognized her right away, huh?
Yeah.
This one I can't get over. It's like a photograph. I'm afraid to touch it. This is just pencil, or?
Yeah, this is only pencil.
And who's that? Look at that. Is she famous or just a model?
It's a YouTuber.
Do you know her name?
Daniela Hoyos. It's a YouTuber artist.
She's an artist?
Yeah, she's an artist.
Is this something he says a lot?
Yeah, this is cover of music.
Ah, okay. And who's this?
She's a model, Mexican. The name is La Tibaza. It's YouTuber.
Yeah, I figured he was a YouTuber with his wax hands. And who's this over here? This is like a sculpture, right?
Yes.
And then this one.
This is a model of Russia.
And that's oil or water?
Oil.
Wow.
And this one is oil.
Yeah. Does it have a title?
Yep.
What's the name of painting?
I don't know.
In Spanish? Is it nombre?
The name in Spanish is I don't remember now.
Thank you for sharing it. This is all so beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at the sequence.
I'm Marcella Italian. I painting in 3 or maybe 4 years ago. A girl haircut red, and she tell you I could. Yeah.
You painted a picture of somebody and it looks like Gabriela?
It's a model. It's a model high red, but it's similar of Gabriela.
Oh, I want to see. He's just done so much with the. Look at the. It's like neon light.
He's dating Camila.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
This is oil. Wow.
Yeah, I see it.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Here, hold it up. And back up. It does look like you. But who is the artist? Who's the model? What's the name of the model? Do you know?
I don't remember, but is very famous in the Pinterest on Tumblr. 1 week or 3 or 5 days, but this maybe 1 month for the tiles.
For the colors, right?
Yeah, the painting watercolor and combine the color pencil for skinning. The skin.
Yeah.
Skinning.
How about this? For oil paint, is it longer?
Yeah, it's all painted.
Takes a long time.
It's more long time for the templates or the oil.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe three months.
Wow.
¿Qué significa?
Es como una escultura. Es como una figurita.
Okay, so that's not all. So I had been bragging to Marcella and to Ricardo about how we had these neighbors back in North Hollywood and back in Glendale that were YouTubers and had these huge followings, and it was really cool that we like ran into them and that they were everywhere in LA. And I guess my preconception is that anybody is in Los Angeles, and the rest of the world I kind of discounted, you know, I kind of forgot about him. I know it speaks poorly of me to admit that. So I had been bragging about somebody that we knew that had a following, and when I went back up to my room after Ricardo showed me his art, and he said he was on YouTube and Instagram, and I said, oh, I'd like to follow you and support you, right? So I get back to my room and I look up the Instagram and the YouTube sites and I subscribe. Turns out he's a bigger YouTuber than the people I was talking to him about. So preconceptions, you know. YouTube's big in Mexico. There's famous YouTubers in Mexico. There's famous artists in Mexico. And, you know, if this soothing channel that Ricardo has where he shows how he does his work, if you want to subscribe, I'll put a link on here. And he was just a really great host and a super big surprise for me.